Hello, how are you getting on? You're looking well. I hope you're having a lovely day. If you're not, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not there. And to be honest with you, I don't want to be there. I like where I am. But I hope you have a better day tomorrow. And maybe my video will cheer you up today. We're going to be looking at Irish stereotypes. The Irish people, I feel, we're beloved throughout the land. Some people don't like us, but most do. But we are a nation that has a lot of stereotypes against us. To name a few, there's the excessive drinking, which is true. We love potatoes. To be fair, that one is true as well. And we love a good fight, which is also true in the right circumstances. So I found a couple of videos that stereotype the Irish, and I'm going to have a look at them today and see if they're true. I have a feeling I'm going to be horribly offended by this. This is what Americans think the Irish is like. That's not really proper English, but I don't know why I would be expecting that from the Americans. They can't even spell colour properly.
This is what Americans think the Irish is like.
Oh, there's a leprechaun. Very common in Ireland.
I wake up at 9 a.m. and
get up at 9 a.m, not very accurate. Americans all seem to get up at 6 a.m. and wash their hair, brush their teeth. These are luxuries in Ireland. The common man is rolling out of bed about 4 minutes before he needs to leave. There's no time for personal hygiene. That's only for the women.
immediately start drinking Guinness. This is the only kind of liquid I consume.
I have to be honest, I actually hate that I love Guinness so much because it's so stereotypical. People expect me to drink Guinness, and I do drink Guinness. But it is objectively the best drink. I'm not going to sacrifice my own happiness to stand out by drinking Heineken or some other fucking piss.
After that, I head out to the woods and try to catch my daily leprechaun.
Try and catch a leprechaun? So the mistake that's being made here is you never try and catch a leprechaun from behind. You want to come at them from the front at a good pace and trigger the fight, flight or freeze response. A leprechaun will always freeze like a deer in headlights. They're big panickers. So there you go, little known fact.
And at 11, I swing by the pub and drink more Guinness. For lunch, I decide to eat my favorite Irish cuisine, raw potatoes.
It's 11 a.m. and he hasn't eaten yet. This is worrying. Normally we'd have 4 meals by now. So he's leaving his potatoes in a drawer. It looks like they've been unaccompanied for the entire day. This is not very realistic. In Ireland, these potatoes would certainly be stolen. They've been left without any sort of protection. I keep my potatoes within arm's reach at all times.
Then it's time for my daily fist fight. Today, it's my neighbor Liam. He's a good lad who knows how to take a punch.
Normally a fight like that would take place outside of a pub or maybe outside a Supermax just after you've ordered your chicken burger. Generally, we wouldn't fight near any bins. We take waste disposal very seriously in this country.
At 1 p.m., it's time for some light river dancing. It's so...
Oh, he's turned into a woman there during the dance. Which is completely fine, by the way. It's 2025. Get with it.
cool that all Irish people are born with the natural ability to do this. After that, I go outside and play my fiddle, try again to catch a leprechaun for his pot of gold, and head back to the pub to have a few more pints of Guinness. Then at 5 p.m., I fail yet again at trying to catch a leprechaun. Then right before I decide to Irish goodbye on my life, I find a 4-leaf clover. Maybe there is hope after all that one day I can catch this leprechaun.
That's an awful lot of leprechauns. There might be something in the water. Just to make sure I've covered all the ground, I've looked up the top 10 Irish stereotypes, and I'm going to confirm or deny. Number 1, they love to fight. This is true, but only after a few drinks and a bag of chips. They like to drink. This is also true. They all have red hair. This is horseshit. It actually says underneath here, while Ireland does have the highest percentage of people with red hair per capita, this is in fact only 10% of the population. Back in the day, it may have been a strong indicator that someone was Irish if they had red hair, but that's not the typical Irish person. Nowadays, red hair can be found naturally far across the world in places like Mongolia, Israel and China. So there you go. We've been out in Mongolia and China, getting acquainted with the locals. Number 4, they're extremely religious. This was true probably until the late 90s. Catholicism was a massive part of our culture and everything we did. The Catholic Church ran the schools. Every town has statues of Jesus and Mary, and even when you're driving down the road, you'll see these little boxes with little statues of Mary in them. Very religious country, but I would say now America is a much more religious country in general. Ireland is quite secular. When I was younger, I feel like everybody went to Mass. All my friends, their family would go to Mass on Sunday. Now I think it's very uncommon. So I would say a lot has changed even in my lifetime. I think it really started to change in the late 90s. I don't want to get too much into why the Catholic Church sort of dissolved in Ireland. Some of it you would probably be aware of, but this country has a very long, complicated history with the Catholic Church. And yeah, basically over the last few years, it has definitely lost its grip on Irish culture. The Irish dislike the British. So us disliking the Brits, a lot of it is banter. A lot of it is just us having the crack. There is still a few people that really don't like the Brits. But for the most part, when you hear the Irish taking the piss out of British people, it's just for the crack. It's a bit of banter. They, subjugated us for 800 years and we get to make a few jokes. That's the deal and everybody's loving it. Don't bring up the famine though or you will be lectured about it. They're obsessed with the weather. This is true. Every season happens in a singular day in Ireland. It'll be raining, then it'll be sunny. We don't really get much snow, but we get the rest. We don't get many good days, so we don't get a lot of days where it's very sunny and very warm, especially where I'm from in the west. It rains a lot, pretty much throughout the year. So if we get a couple of days in a row or, say 2 weeks in a row of sunshine, that is a fairly big event. So yeah, you will find yourself, if you're in a taxi, one of the first things that's going to come up is whether or not it's a nice day. If you go to an event like a wedding or something like that and it's a nice day, everybody will be talking about how it's so great, they got a lovely day. And if it's a bad day, they'll say it's a shame about the day. So weather does very much come up pretty much whenever you're talking about anything. They can't take a compliment. This is true. Irish people love to put themselves down. I don't know why that is. I definitely do it. Everybody I know does it. So if you say, oh, Garen, you've got a really nice top on, I'll tell you, oh, I got it somewhere cheap. Don't worry, I don't have any money and it's horrible and I'm fat anyway. This is the Irish way. A lot of humility. They also don't give compliments very well. Compliments from Irish people are often very awkward. If a man asks you out, he's probably not going to come up and go, you are so beautiful. I just want to spend the rest of my life with you. He's much more likely to come up and go, are you hungry? There's a place down the road there, I'll get a dinner into you. We're kind of a socially awkward people. They like to talk and talk. This is very true. So here's a trick I'll teach you. If you don't want to talk to somebody, just tell them you let them go. Just go, oh geez, you must be flat out, I'll let you go. You must be busy, I'll let you go. Then you're blaming them for ending the conversation, even though they would have talked to you all day and they would have sickened your fucking hole. Also, if you pass somebody on the street, never stop moving. You can slow down and say hello, okay? But do not stop. If you stop, you're never going to leave that area. And the conversation won't be particularly dynamic. It'll basically be you running the same loop about the weather, the 5 people you know in common, and what you might eat for the evening, and you'll just run that over and over and over again. They're extremely friendly. I think this is true, but there's also a lot of two-faced people in Ireland who will seem very friendly, but are actually complete cons. So there you go, top 10 myths about Ireland. Hopefully I've helped you dispel or confirm them. A lot of them, there's some truth in it. Okay, this next one is English people's thoughts on the Irish in 1985.
Very nice people, very friendly, very warm.
And how do you find them different to the English at all?
Not really. I mean, except that in a way they're very much more friendly than the English. The English tend to be very arrogant and very self-centered.
Well, he thinks we're more friendly than the English, and he thinks the English are arrogant. Now, I'm not agreeing, but I will play that part of the clip again, zoomed in.
In a way, they're very much more friendly than the English. The English tend to be very arrogant and very self-centered.
He seems like a smart man, that's all I'm saying.
I think their way of living is different to ours. And how does that show? Well, we were in the south last summer, and the people are very far behind us. I should say they're old-fashioned in a way, in their outlook, and they're very much slower than what we are.
Oh, we've got a posh woman calling it the South. That'd be the Republic of Ireland, otherwise known as Ireland. Actually, the whole island of Ireland is Ireland, in my opinion. So, yeah, give it back. Now, I'm not trying to be rude, but this woman looks a lot like Paul McCartney. That can't just be me, is it?
I'm not against them.
I fucking love her hair. It's so old school. She's got a little hood on. She's got her little curlers in. You don't say this anymore because people refuse to look like old people anymore, which pisses me off, by the way. It's a privilege to be old. Why not try and look like an old person? It's a look. It's a good look. I feel like everybody is trying to look 36 now. Like you'll see 65-year-old men now with a haircut. You shouldn't have a haircut at that age. You should just be fucking shaving it or letting it grow long. It shouldn't be in a style. Everybody's getting all their wrinkles filled in. Even young people, 25-year-olds, are getting all their wrinkles filled in with Botox or whatever. And by the way, it's not just women I'm talking about. But when you filled out your wrinkles, you just look like you're 36. Doesn't matter if you're in your 70s. Doesn't matter if you're fucking 23. Bit of filler in the face, you're 36. Mullet and a mustache, you're 36. Bring back the curls and hood combo. Bring back the big fucking jam jar glasses. Men, let yourself get fat and bald. Why are you in the gym doing squats at 65? Sir, what are you going to do with your arse at this age? You don't need an arse. Sit down and enjoy your life. Anyway, that's completely irrelevant.
I don't want them here. That's in fact.
You don't want them here?
No, no.
Why
Or she doesn't want the Irish in the UK. I was just complimenting her lovely hair and it turns out, well, I'll fuck off, so sorry about that.
is that?
Well, you know, let them start where they are. That's
Do you think
that.
they're different from the English?
No. Oh, no. No, it's just, I think, the way they've been brought up.
Oh, she doesn't think we're different from the English, she just think we've been brought up like apes and we don't deserve to be in a civilised country. It's hard to argue with her.
Yeah, I think they're great. They're great. Why? I think they're nice people. Are they different at all to the English? No. I think they're better.
A lot of people like us, a lot of people are saying we're better than the English.
I think they ought to settle down.
Oh, she thinks we
That's
need
what
to
I
settle down.
Do you?
I'm fed up with them, yes.
She's fucking had it with us. So basically, they think they're rowdy and we drink too much, but still we're nicer than the English. I have to say I completely agree with that. So now you know all you have to worry about is whether or not we stop you for a chat. If it's the evening, have an excellent sleep. If it's the morning, have an excellent fucking day. All the best to you. Hope you like the video. I like you. Give it a like. Subscribe because I'm delicious and so are you. Stay delicious.